Hey guys, my name is Lilly and today I want to simulate a blackout situation, and here I have my power station by the company Blackout. And yeah, today I want to test it out with my freezer here. And this is just a really small freezer. It draws about 133 kilowatt hours per year, so it's not too big, but it's full with meat and something worth to protect. And today I want to recharge the power station with my new folding solar panel by the company Off-Grid Track. Yeah, this is my new baby. It has 220 watts and it folds down in this really small package. But before we are going to use it, I first want to hook up the freezer to my power station, and that's because now it's charged to 100%. So in that case, the solar panel would not charge the power station because it's already full. So first I want to let it drain to maybe 90-95%, and then we are going to hook up my new solar panel, and then we will see if it's powerful enough to charge the battery and to keep the freezer running. Okay, I just inserted a watt meter, and here you can see that right now the freezer is drawing 41.5 watts. And here we have a 220 watt solar panel. So let's say in the optimum case we get 220 watts times 5 hours on a sunny day. So that's 1100 watts that we can use. And now if we divide that by 41.5 watts, that's 26 hours. So we are far over 24 hours. Now the thing is that the freezer is not running the entire day. So it's switching off like half of the time. So if we divide that wattage by 2, let's say it needs like 21 watts, then that will equal 52 hours of runtime for the freezer, which is really good. Now, of course, the efficiency of solar panels is diminished by the lack of sunshine. This is normal, so you need sun to make this work, but that's for every type of solar panel. This one here especially is one of the best on the market. It's super efficient, 220 watts in just this small size of a blanket. So you can see it's just a little bit bigger than my hand. That's really incredible, super efficient and super small and lightweight. So this solar panel has only 13.6 pounds. It's portable. It folds up to the small size of a laptop, which is super incredible. And as you can see, 220 watts is what you really get. So other manufacturers, they are writing like 100 watts on a solar panel, but in fact it only gives you like 70 watts. But this here says 220 watts and you will really get 220 watts. So that's great to know. Also, this solar panel works together with many different kind of power stations, the Blackout, the Gold Zero, the Energy power stations and many more. Now with the solar panel you also want to get some cables. This is a cable which goes from Anderson to MC4 connectors. It's 2 meters and has a AWG of 10. Yeah, and now let's unfold the solar panel and let's take a quick look on how big it is. Okay, let's lift it up. That's about 7 kilograms. Amazing, the size is amazing. It's really small. You can easily throw it into your car if you have to bug out for some kind of reason. You can throw it into your bug out bag. It's still very portable and small, and 220 watts is a lot of power. So that would be 2 large solar panels on your camper van, for example. Incredible that they could fit it into such a small package. Okay, so now let's open this up. Wow. So here you can see the connector, the Anderson cable connector, which is really solid and of high quality. And here you can insert USB 2, USB 1, DC and Type-C USB. And that means that you can directly connect your phone, your laptop, your ham radios to the solar panel without having a battery in between or a charge controller, and that's really great. So you can directly hook up your phone to here or your laptop and it will work just with the power of the sun. Okay, so this is it. This is how it looks. Woo! Awesome, amazing, wow. So the material that this is made from is really durable, and the manufacturer says that you can shoot through the blanket with bullets and it will still keep working. Also, you can drive over this panel with a car and it will not get damaged, and that's because they have made it from this really durable material. Okay, I've just mounted the solar panel on my camper van facing south. So it's the end of the October, so we are not getting a really strong sun anymore. So the sun is really low, although it's around midday. So let's see how many watts we get from the solar panel. And now we want to connect the Anderson connectors to this extension cable. So now it's important that you don't have any shade on the panel. So here you can see there's still a little bit shade on the solar panel from the tree that is growing at my neighbor's side. So in about 5 minutes the shade is gone and then we have the full sun on the solar panel. Okay, now I'm taking the cable and I want to feed it through the window of my basement. Now, because the company Bluetti has the special connector, I need to also connect it to the XT90 connector. Oh my god, so many cables. And now we finally can connect it to the power station. Okay, so we got solar power. We've connected the solar panels and right now we are getting 136 watts. So that's pretty good for late October because the sun is not so intense anymore. Now I want to go upstairs and I want to see what the display says on the solar panel. Okay, so this display tells us 0.0 watts, and that's because it's only showing you the wattage of the devices that you directly connect to this electric box. It's not showing you the watts that come down to the solar station. Okay, I've just connected my phone to this electric box and now it's giving me readings from 6 to 9 watts, sometimes 10 or 11. So this is how much a phone draws. So yeah, it's working. You can directly connect your phone to the solar panel. Okay, now that the shade is gone, we get a little bit more wattage, 140 watts. So that's pretty good. So now let's see how long we can run the freezer with the solar panel. 140 watts times 5 hours of sunlight. So we get 700 watt hours out of the solar panel each day. Then we have to divide it by the 25 watts that the freezer is needing, and that equals 28 hours. And 28 is more than 24, so we can easily run this freezer with using the solar blanket. Now there's one more thing to say. Unfortunately, the power stations, doesn't matter which one you take, they are not 100% efficient because it always will have idle consumption and it will use some of the wattage that you're getting in with your solar panel. Okay, it's a couple of minutes later again, and now as you can see we are getting 145 watts. So this is the most that we will get out of the solar panel right now, and that's because the sun is so low. Okay, so now I have disconnected the solar panel because now I want to measure the actual voltage that is coming down from the solar panel. So let's see what we get here. Wow. We get 26.9 volts. Alright. So let's say it's a super sunny day in summertime. We get 220 watts divided by 27 volts. So we get 8.15 ampere. Okay, so because we are underneath 10 amperes or 7 meters, so with 7 meters we should use a 10 ABG. This is what the company Off-Grid Track is offering. But with the Bluetti I have about 1 meter, which is only 14, so maybe this small cable is taking away some of its efficiency. So this cable here is definitely a little bit too small in diameter, and I want to make myself a bigger one to get more efficiency out of the solar panel. So with wires that are too small, you can also risk a fire, so always make sure that you have the adequate size of a solar cable. Okay, I just took down the solar blanket from the camper van, and I could easily touch it, so it's not getting too hot. Also, the camouflage pattern will take away some of the heat so that the panels are not getting overheated, and this is really important when it comes to the efficiency of a solar panel. And what's great about this camouflage pattern is that, let's say you have to bug out and you have to hide your stuff in the forest. It's really not easy to be seen with this great camouflage pattern, and if you throw a couple of leaves over it, then you can hide your solar blanket in the forest in an emergency. So that's important for escape and evasion. And I have to say that this panel is probably the best that I've ever owned in my life. It's very efficient, even though the sun is already really low in Austria, and I'm really happy that I have this, because here in Europe we might face brownout or rolling blackouts this winter, so I'm glad that I'm well equipped now and this takes off a lot of pressure. And now I want to show you something else, another product that is made by the company Off-Grid Track, and here we have their high quality Faraday bag. And this is where I'm going to store my Bluetti power station with the extension battery. This is big enough to host both of those batteries actually. And this Faraday bag is protecting your power station against CMEs from the sun or nuclear EMPs. And the fabric that they've chosen is Faraday fabric with 3 layers instead of just 2. So most other manufacturers and companies are only using 2 layers, but this company is using 3 layers of this Faraday fabric, which is needed to shield your vital electronics and electronic equipment. Okay, so this is how big the Faraday bag is. As you can see, it's really big and you have a lot of space at the inside. You have this high-grade industrial Velcro, so you can close the bag properly. And yeah, my plan is that I'm going to store my Bluetti power station in here. So now I'm just turning it off. Okay, so my plan for the power station is that I will use it once a month. I will let it discharge to 50%. Then I recharge it again to 100%, and then I store it in this Faraday bag. Now, of course, inside of the bag you cannot use the power station because the power station is getting hot and it needs to be ventilated, which is not possible in here. So this is just for storage and transportation. I will store it inside of the bag for 1 month now, and then take it out every month to use the battery to make sure that it's still working, and batteries like to be used. So this is why I'm doing this, and then the rest of the month I'm sticking it into the Faraday bag. Now also what this bag has is some windows where you can put in some labels so you know later on what you have in the Faraday bag. And you also have the window here at the back side. And the material that the company Off-Grid Track was using for the outside of the Faraday bag is ballistic nylon. So this is waterproof, and you can even transport the power station through the rain and it will not get wet at the inside. So that's a really awesome feature. Yeah guys, so this is how the Faraday bag looks like with 2 power stations at the inside. I think it makes a good and solid impression. Yeah, and if you want to purchase some of the products that I've shown you today, then make sure that you follow the link in the description below, which will lead you directly to the website of the company of Grid Track. Stay tuned till next time.